Welcome to Appy Hour. We're excited to have you guys with us today.
And I'm assuming that if you're here, you're probably not at Intuit Connect. So we have some Intuit Connect news, but you're probably noticing that Heather and I are not at Intuit Connect.
That's right. So we are not at Intuit Connect, and we may have some friends joining us in a little bit. We're trying to get that taken care of. We'll see if they are able to show up, but we're hoping they are. So, yes. So, here's the news. Here's the tea. Everybody wants to hear the tea. So, here's the
Ooh.
tea. I was not able to go to Intuit Connect this year. I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be flying in on Sunday, and I did not end up going. So, and here's the exciting one of the exciting reasons why. So one of the exciting reasons why is that I'm building a really cool course for Woodard, and so I needed to put my attention there. So that's a really cool thing. We're building a whole CAS curriculum, which is really exciting. And number two reason is because I'm going to be a grandmother very, very shortly. So yeah, so I am. Uh, my daughter is my daughter is expecting, and she's due at the end of November. And so she is measuring 4 weeks early. And so literally she could go anytime. And so I did not want to be in Vegas and have her call me and say, Mom, you need to be here like right now while I'm having this baby. So that was one of the reasons too that I made the decision not to attend. So thank you everybody for the congratulations.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, they're all coming in. Lots of
yeah.
congratulations.
And yes, the email did say that I was going to be in Las Vegas, and that was the plan. I had a ticket, I had a hotel room, I was going to be there, and at the very last minute, I had to pull the plug on the trip. So I'm sad. I'm sad that I'm not there in person. But I have been watching my. We have a big team over at Woodard that is there, and they're saying it's a great conference. There have been a lot of really exciting announcements. I just published an article on the Woodard Report after I had a meeting yesterday with Ted Callahan, who is the accountant lead at Intuit, and he was talking a lot about the new uh, Intuit accountant suite, which
Oh,
is live in everyone's QuickBooks Online accountant. So one of the things that we could do, Liz, with this time is to log into the accountant suite and show people around. And I'd be happy to do that because I have a testing environment where we can go in and kind of take a peek at what I learned if people are interested in that. So,
yeah, throw it over into
um,
chat if you want to see it, because I haven't
yeah.
seen it myself yet. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
they say, please show the suite. So let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
Well,
So
and
I,
I also think that of the people that are here, I don't have FOMO. Normally, I say, "Oh my gosh, I really want to be at the conference." And this particular time, I'm happy to be home. I'm in senior year with my kids, so I did not have a plan to go this year to Intuit Connect. I've been busy all summer, and I've
mm-hmm.
enjoyed that in my fall. I've traveled every week in October. So, and I'll be traveling some in November. So that's plenty. But I still think it's interesting what's happening in our community. So lots of news that's coming out. And like Heather said, while you're loading that, Heather, I'm just kind of
Yep,
talking.
I'm working on it. Yep.
One of the things that Heather had said is we did have somebody lined up to join us live. There was a delay in permissions, and so we did not hear back yet if we have permission to do it, and yet at the same time we're live. So we're just rolling with it. And I think that if we have one of our friends join us live, then we're gonna bring them in. Otherwise, we're just going to continue on with some cool news of what we've been
We sure
hearing
are.
about Intuit Connect, including Heather's interview with Ted. And some of you
Yeah,
have got
yeah,
to
we talked
meet
about
Ted
that for sure.
live.
All right, so I'm just getting my verification code so I can get into my testing account here, which is over here. Where to go?
The other thing that I'm excited about is while I was gone this weekend, I bought
Uh-huh.
this fuzzy little
And
sweater.
The best. It is
It's like
so
wearing a
great.
blanket. It's kind of like chicken feathers, but not
Hmm.
quite because they're
It
like,
is. I was telling people that it is text a code. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to text a code. Thank you. I was telling people that it reminded me of the Muppets,
cakes.
that you remind me of specifically, you remind me of a pink snuffleupagus.
Oh, no,
You
I
remember
like Snuffle. I
snuffleupagus?
do. He was one of my favorites.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Snuffleupagus was a he, I think. And maybe it
Mm-hmm.
was a bit androgynous, but I think it was a he.
He was, yeah, I think he was a he. All right, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show people how to opt in to
And
uh
what it is. So
and
for
what it
those,
is. So
yeah,
it is new. So the big thing that Ted said that makes this very, so I'm in Intuit online accountant, and you have to opt into it at this point to get into the Intuit accountant suite. So to do
okay,
that, what you would do is you're going to click here. So what is it? So what Ted told me, the most kind of, I think, I don't know if it's the most important thing, is there's a lot of really cool, tools and things that are coming in it, but it replaces realms. So when you're in Intuit Accountant Suite, there's no more realms. You don't have to worry about having a realm with all of these QuickBooks companies in it. That kind of just goes away and it unifies everything. So the cool part about this is as they begin to roll it out, it's going to connect everything that has to do with your Intuit account. So if you have ProConnect, eventually ProConnect will be an Intuit accountant suite. Your MailChimp will be in, payments, payroll, all the things
okay,
will be in there. So to opt in, where you're going to go is you're going to go over here on this tile that says Intuit Accountant Suite. You're going to click Try Now, and you're
all
going
right.
to
I'm
see, and then you're going to
doing
click,
it as you go.
and then you're going to click Sign Up. Okay, and this is a test company. Now, there's two. You've got the current plan, which is QBOA, right? Which you can stay in for now. You don't have to opt into this right now if you don't want to. I'm guessing that eventually they're going to make everybody go over, but I haven't heard that. And then there's a free version, which is, the switch to core, right? And then there's this Intuit Accountant Suite Accelerate, uh, which is the next version. So,
Oh,
Jean, that's a
yeah.
great question about if you opt in, does it convert your whole firm or is it user by user? So, I I'm going to say I don't have the definitive answer to that, Gene, but what I do know is that eventually it will be by firm. So
Mm,
what will eventually happen is they're migrating from a I'm a pro advisor and I own my certifications and I own my realm to I am a pro advisor and I'm part of this firm. Now, obviously your certifications would be individual, but there is a view that Ted was telling me about where it's a pro advisor manager type thing where you can actually see the progress of your training path of your team. So you're actually able to see what courses they're taking. You're going to be able to
okay.
assign courses to them, and they have a brand new CAS training. So asking you answering that question, Jean, is my answer here is it's not clear to me yet. But it will be by firm, not by user, eventually. But right now, I'm not sure. The only thing I could do is we could test it. I could invite you in, Liz, into this testing environment, and you could see if when you log in, I would imagine it's probably firm by firm. That's what I would think, because you have to get out of each individual kind of QBOA that you have access to.
Hmm.
So that's my thought. Okay,
It's interesting because I feel like most of us here have got access to several firms.
right. So I think it's got to be by firm and
Hmm.
not by the person. And it's
Hmm.
definitely not by client, Catherine. So it's definitely, I would say it's probably firm. Um,
And
and
I
that
feel
makes
like
sense.
I can see when it comes to my ranking, my points, I
Hmm.
can see how many people in my firm have contributed to our points total, but I can't see like what you said,
The training.
the training, and I can't see how far along. And so that so far to me is a interesting feature.
Yes. And Vicky is asking, how did you get to it? Let me just show one more time how I
I
got
don't
to it.
have it.
You don't have that.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. Okay, so apparently not everybody is opted in, so maybe they're rolling it out. This is a test company that I really haven't used in a very long time, but where I saw it is if I go to clients in
Mm-hmm.
QBOA, I've got this little tile right here that says new Intuit Accountant Suite, and I just clicked try now.
I've got
Okay.
the other two exact same tiles, but not that one.
Okay. And then I'm clicking sign up. And then as I was just going to go through the two different plans that I actually talked to Ted about this yesterday, is I can switch to the free version, which is the core, right? And what this has is the centralized operations. It's a customizable home. It has AI agents, and it's got the new books close, which is in beta right now, which they actually rolled out several weeks ago. I did not opt into it, but I think probably some of you have. And if you have, if you want to let us know what you think about it, that's great. I'm going to switch to core and we can actually maybe go in and play with it. If you go to the Intuit Accountant Suite Accelerate, then you're getting the AI powered anomaly detection, client insights, tax payroll and bill pay service delivery will be inside of it. And that's coming soon. So AI powered chat is coming soon. Sub organizations, so you can have sub organizations in your Intuit. And Ted and I talked about this yesterday too, where if I have a certain vertical within my firm, like I have different teams that are working on different industries or different groups, I can create sub orgs within my firm, which is really cool. And then what that does is that helps you to kind of divide the reporting. So segment the reporting. And then you get dedicated support via automatic gold status in the Pro Advisor program. Now, to switch to this, to go with this one, I actually have to put in a credit card. So this will be a paid plan, which I'm not sad about. And there's my old address. I don't live there anymore, people. So don't go there looking for me. I don't live there anymore. Um, anyway, I live in Connecticut now. But, and that's my credit card. But anyway, you can't see the whole number. So we're okay. Anyway, so here I am agreeing to the terms of service and I'm authorizing Intuit to charge my card in a month. So I'm getting 30 days at the then current price. And here's the thing, we don't know how much it's going to cost. So if you opt into this, I would hope that you would get an email before they charge your card telling you how much it costs. But if you opt into this, then you're going to need to pay attention because they're going to charge your card as soon as they decide on what the pricing is. So I decided not to do this when I went in. Oh, great. Chet is answering the chat. I'm going to let you do the chat, Liz, so that I'm not doing my ADD thing
I'd
here.
love to.
Okay. So here I would go through and subscribe, but I think this is a big deal right here because you're just going to need to make sure that you are paying attention. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go and get out of here. I have to start the whole thing over again because I think that I did not subscribe. And then we're going to go into the core. Okay. So we're going to go back to clients. Hey, Nancy.
Actually, got Alicia.
Oh, hey, Alicia. How
Hi.
are you? Welcome.
Yeah, how are you? I'm so
Oh,
delighted to be here.
Good. How are
I'm
you?
glad you're
I'm doing
here.
great. I'm
Thanks
having
for
a
joining. We're taking a sneak peek at the new Intuit Accountant Suite. So I have it in one of my test companies and everybody wanted to see it. So we thought we would use this time to go play with it. So
okay.
we were just
Um,
going over some of the things with that.
hang on 1 second. You, they're like having me as a guest, not. They're like having me be a guest, not actually like do my thing and leave. Oh, okay. So you got something to share. Okay.
All right. So I am in this is what the new Intuit Accountant Suite looks like, everyone. So you can see here that it's got a menu. These are things. This has to do with my QB, my
Hey,
books.
Heather.
Yeah.
I hate to go off script, but I actually am in the middle of my book release party.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and so I came in to say hi as boots on
Oh,
the ground and wanted to let you know that I've been in the Intuit circle looking
yeah.
at all of these innovations, and I'm really excited about some of the things that you're about to show everybody and that the things that are rolling out between November and next year. So everybody, you are in for a treat around the
Nice.
Intuit accountant suite. So
Well,
I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
well,
Uh,
thank you.
and
I
I'm going,
appreciate that. And sorry to miss your release party because I didn't go. I obviously couldn't go, but congratulations on your new
well,
book.
thank you
That's
very,
exciting.
very much. Yeah, so everybody, I've got new QBO boot camp book on Amazon. Get a copy.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Alicia.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm
All
actually going
right.
to turn the computer over to Heather, to Hope, and she
Okay,
is
great.
going to be your next audience.
Hi, Hope. How are
Hello.
you? How's it?
Hi, welcome.
Hey, Heather.
Welcome.
So I'm Hope Brown from the Tax Minded Bookkeeper. I'm here so excited at Intuit Connect. I just wanted to say also, I know you're about to talk about the Intuit Accountant Suite. I was one of the beta testers for that.
Oh,
So just being here today and actually seeing even more than we were exposed to during the actual testing part has been exciting. I'm looking forward to implementing it in my firm. We're going to be using it for operational excellence, just with insights to know what my staff is doing, working more efficient, and the AI intelligence. Like,
Hope, I'm going to tell you, I would love to have you come back and to share with the audience like how you're actually using it. Because when you're talking about using it to do some analytics of just the team, I feel like that is super valuable because we're always trying to figure out like how do we manage our team better.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And the tools that are going to be included with that. Let's talk really briefly too about just the closing process. Me being able to serve my client better as a firm. Like I don't have to close up, the accountant tool anymore and go to one client, close out, go to another. Like I have a complete, bird's eye view of all of my clients, where they are in the closing process, what my team has done, what they still need to do. Like that is so powerful as a firm owner to have all that in one place. So as you can see, I'm pretty
That's
Well,
awesome.
your excitement, spreads to other people. So we were just kind of diving in and digging around, but hearing you, an actual user and somebody who worked on some of the development and the ideas,
happy.
that's really encouraging to all of us as we start to get familiar with how to navigate around.
Definitely, definitely. So I am going to next pass it on to Heather. She's another person who's attending here. So you're going to hear a different perspective from her.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Hope.
Hey, Heather.
Hi,
Nice to
Heather.
meet you.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and your firm?
Yeah, my name is Heather Quitchow. I am the owner of the Executive Geek. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to share with you guys. Sorry.
A fellow colored hair friend.
Yes, a fellow colored hair friend. That's what I'm here for, to find all my other fellow colored hair folks. There's a few of us.
They are. We
So,
have to stick together. And that room that you're in, I can't help but be wowed by the background.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very space age.
yeah, it's a fun environment to be in, and lots of good color.
Nice. So what has really stuck out to you at Intuit Connect this year?
Yeah. Well, it's always the people, but primarily I'm gonna mention like a lot of us that are remote teams working, behind a screen like this often. Um, I have team members all around the country, and it was a great opportunity to bring one of my team members here. One, to finally meet somebody I've been working with in person for almost 2 years, and also like really bring them in to immerse them in the whole Intuit system and have an opportunity to really show them the whole ecosystem, spend some time on the expo hall with Intuit and other vendors, and just really making it more of a tangible opportunity for other members in my team of like how we're going to do this and the things I talk about when we get on our team meetings like this and really see where it's coming from, where I'm sourcing my information from and what I bring back to them.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel
Awesome.
like the conferences always makes you go, wow, what else is happening out there? I thought that this was cool, but now I get to see it in person and meet
Yeah.
people
So
live, and that enthusiasm just spreads.
yeah, so often we are back at our offices with our heads down, and every so often it's great to come up out of that and oh yeah, what else is going on in the world? So yeah.
Very
So
true.
I am going to turn it over next to Melissa Miller Ferguson, so she can
Awesome.
share some of her perspective.
Great.
Well, thank you. It's nice to meet you,
Thank
Heather.
you. Hi, Melissa. Nice to
Hi.
see you.
It's so
Welcome.
good to see you guys. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here.
I am Melissa Miller Ferguson, and my firm is Bookkeeping for Good, and we work with churches and nonprofits. So, yesterday, bright and early at 9 a.m., the very first session, I attended one called AI Driven Financial Storytelling for Nonprofit Audiences. And
Ooh.
it was presented by some people from Your Part-Time Controller. And it was just so fantastic because it really got into, we didn't do any it was sort of like a workshop. They gave us questions that our board members might ask or our EDs might ask, and then showed us how to prompt AI to answer those questions for our clients, and even how to prompt AI to create reports and charts. And it was fantastic.
Were you
Oh, that's
using a
great.
specific AI tool for this?
I am looking for an AI tool. I don't know which one I want to use yet. They indicated that all of them do different things,
Mhm.
and they all do the same thing, but they all have different aspects that are good for different things.
Fair
And
enough.
so they
Yeah.
didn't recommend a specific one.
That's what I've heard too. And I think there's a great article out there, Melissa, that I read recently that kind of broke that down. I think if you did a quick Google search or
Oh, absolutely.
probably even a ChatGPT search, maybe not. I know,
Yeah.
maybe
It might
not.
be
I
a
don't
bit
know.
biased.
But
I'm
it might be a little
using
biased.
ChatGPT and
But
Perplexity for
you
free,
can
but I
find
need
that.
to buy one.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Need to
that's
figure out
awesome. Well,
what
we're
to buy.
doing Liz and I on November 11th. We're going to be putting two of the the GPTs up against each other. So she's going to be team Copilot and I'm going to be team Chat GPT, and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison and battle it out with
That sounds
demos.
awesome.
So we're going to be going
You said
through a couple
November
of
11th.
November 18th. No,
18th,
11th. 11th.
November
I was right.
11th. All
November
right.
11th, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be kind of going through a couple of workflows in each one
Awesome. I'll
to
be
see
there.
how they work. So we'd love to have you. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you
Melissa.
so much for having us all on. We have to run to a
course.
session and learn more.
Awesome.
Bye.
Take
Thank you
care.
for joining us.
Thanks,
Thanks
Bye.
for joining us.
Have a great one.
Bye.
Well, how fun was that?
That was so fun.
They were all adorable and like happy faces and so much
Mhm.
energy. I said I didn't
Right.
have any FOMO, but then they all join and they're all like beaming and glowing. So
That's
good for
awesome.
them. I'm happy for them.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again so we can dig into this. But that was amazing, and I'm so grateful that they were able to join us. So, yeah,
And
and
to
thank
hear
you
from
to
Hope.
Nancy, even though Nancy wasn't allowed to go on because she is an instructor at Intuit Connect, and they must have locked that down this year. I'm really grateful to her for finding some non-instructors to join us on Appy Hour and let our viewers see a little bit of what's happening in Vegas. So
I
very exciting.
adore Nancy and just think the
Oh,
world
she's
of her.
great.
So it was great to hear
So
from her peers.
I've logged in, and if you go, I'm just gonna real quick grab the article that I wrote so you guys can read my commentary on the conversation that I had with Ted as well. I just think this kind of goes along nicely with it. And then we'll go in and explore together. So there you go. That's that article. And it kind of talks about their strategy and where they're going and what it means for us. So we're in here. I've got, where should I go first, Liz? Where do we want to start?
So it was interesting to hear what Hope said. And it made it sound like there's a dashboard that she can see the files activity
Okay,
and
so should I go to
progress.
clients then?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so
Because
here's
I
my
feel like
client.
that would be
Here's,
very helpful to all of us.
okay. Let's do all.
And then can we
Um,
see the close status?
Let me go here. Customize row. I don't want including inactive clients.
It looks like it's
Um,
already including them.
all right.
Maybe not.
Let me find one. Here's the Chloe's cookies is still in here. So let's
The close is
see.
at the top left is what Chet is
Oh, it's
saying.
at the top left. Oh, books closed right
Maybe.
here. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Very
Thank you.
cool. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get started. So the beta, so we're gonna have to pay. It looks like this is something, although it said that was not going to be, that was going to be included in the core and the accelerate. So, okay, so I have to pay for this too.
So Chet, did you have to put in a credit card in order to be able to see these features? I mean, it makes sense if they're trying to be similar. Yep.
Okay.
If they're trying to be similar to some of the other leading
Mm-hmm.
workflow tools out there, that they would have us pay for that feature. But I
Okay. Should
agree
I?
with you, Heather. I don't know that it feels comfortable putting in a credit card for an unknown dollar
Yeah,
amount.
I think that, I mean, here's the thing. If you are, as long as you're paying attention, right? And I'm sure they're gonna email folks and let them know what the price is once it's there. But that was something I called out in the article, is that we don't know what it's gonna cost. So we know that, Ted said, and he's right 1,000%, that people value what they pay for. And I was telling him in our conversation that I was very happy to pay when I had to pay for my Pro Advisor program for desktop earlier in my career. And it was worth more than every penny. But I really valued it. And one of the things that they've learned is that people that got everything for free kind of felt like, you don't really appreciate it as much. So they are planning to charge, didn't give me a dollar amount, but they're planning to charge what they feel the value that it brings to the firm is. So my advice on that was watch it, make a test,
Yeah.
do a pilot, figure out how much value it actually is bringing your firm, right? So, that's something that each firm is going to need to, to go in. Now, if I stop sharing my screen, I'm going to go ahead and put a credit card in just so we can take a peek at it, and then I'll update it. So I'm going to stop sharing so that I don't share my credit card information.
And
Um,
then, it did say on there, Heather, so it did say that before it charged, it was going to send you a notification.
yes, yes.
But I
So
am terrible about all of my notifications getting cleared.
I know, me too. And that is something that you're definitely going to have to pay attention to. So, let me just find
And Catherine,
my,
I agree. Sometimes the communication does
yeah,
not.
I think it's important to, I just have to find, my credit card here. Hold on
I
one.
did like hearing from Hope, though, that she was part of the feedback. And Hope is somebody that I'd love to have come back on at the
Yeah, I think
to
that would
give
be
us feedback on
fantastic
like what
for
did
sure.
she provide feedback on, what was that input? And then as far as managing the team, I think that that's where it's the workflow tool in QuickBooks has always been a little light, is that it's
Hmm.
not enough for a 3+ people firm. And
Hmm.
now that they're adding in some of these additional features, are they trying to solve for that? So
Yeah.
will it be more like a true workflow feature? Um, with full functionality, like even communicating to your clients. And I know that there's been times whenever Intuit has tried to test having the comments go back and forth with your client. And that just
Hmm.
seems to always fail. It doesn't seem to be something that your clients really want to use that feature. And I've had clients before who did try to use that feature, and our team wasn't checking that communication channel. So
Yeah.
we were missing it because it wasn't our standard. So it'll be interesting to see where where it keeps going. And Chet, your keeper is still way more streamlined and easy to use. I think that Keeper has done such a phenomenal job, and now that they're wanting to do the bank feed importing, I don't know, Chet, if you're using that piece of feed of Keeper, but there's a lot of functionality for those of you in here who are already Keeper lovers. It'll be hard for us to switch because our team does love it.
All right. So let's go in and let's onboard a closed client. So we'll go ahead and do Chloe's cookies because that's my, and we'll do assign to me. And we'll use that template and we'll do, I don't have anything in here just to spoil alert. So, but we'll get to see what it looks like. All right, so this is the pre-close. So we have to make sure that all the transactions and the bake feeds are there, gather all relevant documents and statements, assign to me. Here's a to-do list. So this is very similar to the books close in QBOA so far,
I
right?
agree. The
And
only
it looks
difference
like,
would be is that you can access it from your QBOA, right?
that's right. That's
Okay.
right. That is a big deal for sure. So, and I can add a task if I need to. Then in the account reconciliation, I can go through and put in, and all these are really old balances. I can go through and view reconcile from right here. So do we want to see what happens when I do that?
Yeah, let's test a few of these.
Ooh, get started. Wow.
So
Okay.
essentially, you don't even have to log into a client.
Yeah, we can try the new experience if we want for the AI. So this is where we upload the document and do that. Okay, so that's cool. So that's cool. So, and I'm still in my QBOA. I have not gotten out of my QBOA. I'm still in that. I haven't got, that's pretty cool. So if I wanted to go to another client and I can go to QuickBooks over here, I guess I would have to go back to that screen and add it. Then I've got transaction review. There's nothing there because there's no activity in there, but let's go ahead and go back a couple of days, a couple of years.
All these test demo environments, they don't have
It's
live.
been a minute. Yeah.
Uh,
We'll do through today. Apply. Let's see. What's this look like?
and we're looking for uncategorized transactions. So you may not even have any of those.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
Interesting.
Look.
You can also edit inclusion and exclusions and you can
All right,
customize.
that's nice.
So you can sort by date, you can add rows, and then you can move the columns. So that's pretty cool. I like customization. That makes me happy. We've got one expense or bill without an attachment. Interesting. So I can change that information. This is great. You're right. It is like Keeper. Yeah. So it's basically pulling all the transactions in so you don't have to log into the client's company. So we've got these things, unapplied payments, payee, new vendors coming soon, W9 and 1099 management. That's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
New customers, newly added accounts, and then the final review. So it's similar. The framework is very similar
To the books
to
review.
what we saw in the books review feature in QBOA, but we've got additional functionality. And like you said, Liz, the big game changer here is that I don't have to log into the company file. It's actually pulling the data into this automatically, which is really cool.
And do you mind if you mark some of those statuses done, and
Mhm.
then let's go back over to our dashboard. What does that view look like?
Okay. Complete.
Like, is it a
Do you want me to make
progress?
something blocked?
Oh, sure.
And then I'll do this in progress. Okay.
Okay.
And then let's go back. Let's see what this looks like. So it
Okay.
says 2 of 38. I can create a close or I can go to quick. So I could actually create what happens? Can I create a second close? That's pretty cool. Okay. Interesting. Not sure why you would create two closes open at the same time.
There's probably not very many use cases for needing to go backwards, but there
Mm-hmm.
have been times whenever I've needed to go into closed periods. So it's nice to know that I could go back to them. And Chet is saying that he hasn't used the Keeper Bank feeds yet. And Jean is saying that the books close, this version of it is better than what she demoed.
Okay.
And not having to go back and forth is nice.
Oh, you can see your client invitations here. Wow, that's cool. So Firm ID, you can invite clients to connect to your Firm ID. That is very, very cool. I love that. That makes it easier for us. So I wonder what that looks like on the client side.
Yeah, because traditionally it's been an email address.
That's right. That's right. So you can give them your ID. That's interesting. I guess the only bad thing about that, so they would invite you as this ID and
Oh,
then you would have to accept it, I'm guessing.
okay. And Chet was saying that the invitations to email don't show up here.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you for
So
testing that and
yeah.
sharing that with us.
And then we've got our user roles. And so you can edit those. And then we were
Uh,
talking about managing the training. So this is where you can see the courses that were completed.
I
And you
like this
can,
part.
yeah, this is great. And then you can go over to ProAdvisor Academy. And actually, I do want to go over to ProAdvisor Academy because they have a new course that you can enroll in. So you can view the programs. This is a test company, guys, although I don't think I am certified anymore, just because I haven't needed to. Um, but they've got the Intuit Bookkeeper certification, which is 30 hours. You've got the level 1 certification, the level 2 certification. Then this is new, is a client advisory services uh, foundation. So if I go ahead and enroll, I can become a graduate of the CAS certification. So here's the Intuit bookkeeping certification. AI for accounting, that one I was really what thought was a really cool thing. Communicating to build trust and analyzing and interpreting financial reports. So they're starting with this, and then Ted had mentioned they're going to be building this out even further.
Mm.
So be looking for those, looking for those to happen. So this is really exciting stuff. I am excited, awesome, excited on that. And Jean, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, the company ID for invitation seems like it would be more secure because I'm guessing when you give them the invitation, then it shows up in a place where you would need to accept it. So there's a gate there. So we'll have to test that, Liz, and let people know what we see. Oh, that's foundational. We also have specialty training. So this is the payroll, desktop certification, desktop enterprise certification. And then there's again the client advisory foundation. So that's pretty cool. Uh, how do I get back? I guess, oh, I go back here. Um, so that's your benefits. I wonder if the benefits have changed.
Mm.
So you've got the online migration toolkit. You've got the digital pro advisor badges, ecosystem email templates, client
It
engagement
doesn't really
email
look like anything
templates.
here changed.
No, it
The
doesn't.
points look the same.
They look the same. Yeah, those all look the same. And then client invitations that we just talked about that. So cool. Client insights. All right, so I have to upgrade to the accountant suite, accelerate with client insights to see this. So do we want me to upgrade to take a peek at this?
Sure, let's check it out.
Okay.
And Chet's talking about requiring all of the team to be certified in QuickBooks Online. I absolutely think that that is a great test of your team, first of all. And it helps them to, even if they've got everyday use knowledge, there's still some things that you learn inside of training. So it's always valuable.
On Heather's nickel, what do you mean, Carrie? What did I do?
Oh, to test this out.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, no, it's free until they tell us it's not. So as soon as we get off this call, I'm gonna probably cancel it, or at least I'll probably cancel it after I play a little bit more. All right, so this is the firm at a glance. So we've got the sales and get paid funnel. You can see your profit and loss, your expenses. Now, again, I don't have any, here's clients with disconnected bank accounts. Uh, this is a test company. And then it's got your pro advisor points, product updates, clients with apps issues. Wow, Chloe's, that's my test company. Um, interesting.
Okay, so wait, so I'm seeing the various different client information. And so you want to go back to how you got here? Because I missed
So
it. Was
this now I've upgraded.
okay, and this is the
I've,
new dashboard.
and this is the new dashboard since I
Okay.
upgraded. So now if I go into my, let's see. I think this is the, all right. So client insights overview. Huh. This is cool. Wow. I like this. So it's got the past due AR, it's got the AP, past due AP, app issues as of today, transaction count.
I wonder what it
What
thinks
else can I add?
Chloe's
Oh, I could add
cookies
revenue.
app issues are. Because I wonder what the app issues are for Chloe's cookie.
I think it's just that's my test company, so it's just a bunch of things that I don't use anymore.
Expired,
Yeah,
disconnected.
that was my testing company. So here I've added the revenue for my clients. So if I wanted to go through, you can also add custom fields here. This is really cool. I'm impressed. I have
I'm
a
impressed. I'm
AR
gonna
past
have to
due.
say, I'm not. Feel like it's definitely a work in progress because
Oh yeah.
visually it's still difficult to grasp um, the information in a way that my brain wants to make use of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Well, and this is our first look.
Mm-hmm.
So,
B1.
yeah, this is V1. So this is the P&L. Okay, so that's why I didn't show on the last one, but it's showing profit margin, and all of this is customizable, and they're giving you access to all of these different fields, and you can reorder them, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that.
That's super cool. I
Yeah.
actually really like having all of the information available. And we're
Across your
seeing
entire firm. Yeah.
yeah, some of the other
Yeah.
apps have been doing this for a while, so it
Yeah.
makes sense that QuickBooks built it in-house.
Agreed. Agreed. And then we've got what's this? Oh, okay. This is just the same
Work
work that we
experience.
had
I don't
before,
see
but there,
anything
no, doesn't look
different about
like it's
that.
new. Yeah.
Chet, you seem to be using this quite a bit more. So are you doing anything in the work projects or all tasks? Have you seen any updates there? The books close tasks show up inside of work as well.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yep.
Very
Which is
cool.
nice. Again, it's like I think the small teams that are using work, in my experience, it's that more
Yeah.
than one, but less than five is who was using work pretty regularly, that kind of firm size that wasn't really ready to commit to a full workflow tool. But um, it wasn't robust enough to be able to be compared to things that were on the market. So it looks like they're adding to that.
Got it.
And it makes sense that the books closed task would be part of your work.
So for the transaction review, so we've got the tasks to do
Mhm.
the transactions in the bank feeds, get your statements, things like that. Um, where does the reclassify tool come in? Are they all just listed here and then you go through and recategorize them in a list form?
So I'm
Chet?
not seeing uncategorized anywhere.
Well, right here I have uncategorized transaction. I just don't have any. So the
Mhm.
question for me is does this replace the reclassify tool or is it in addition to the reclass? You can create a custom lookup account recat. Okay.
And in books review, I I agree with you. When things would pop up in this uncategorized, I would go over and use the bulk review,
The recat the
reclassify
recategorize.
transactions.
Yeah, which should be, let's see, pro advisor accounting, recurring transactions. Nope, that's recurring transactions. So where am I going to find that then? Is it gone?
Well, you're not in an actual client. I think because you're inside
You could
of,
search any account under uncategorized. That makes sense. So over here, transaction type to from. So here, this, I think this replaces it, is what I'm hearing. So I can go through and select the account that I want to do and then categorize. So this would actually replace it. So rather than clicking on each account, I guess you could probably sort it by account too, right?
yeah, the
Okay.
landscape of it though. I like the working space of reclassify transactions better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you could do table setting sort by account.
But can I get rid of the other groups that aren't necessary for that screen?
I think you can do exclusions. So you can exclude certain types of transactions. So it's well, just like Chet said, you can customize it so that it matches your view. What I don't see is I don't see that you have the recategorize transactions menu. Oh, and this is the old books review. And it
Which
sounds
is a
like
little
Chet.
boxier
Yeah.
than what we were
So
just
I think the big
experiencing.
takeaway here, Liz, is that this is exciting. It definitely has more functionality. One of the things I do love about it is it seems to have more controls. Um, it's customizable. I'm going to be interested to learn more about this, to play with this. So for those of you that have joined us today, I think this was the big takeaway from yesterday. I talked a very overview, like a very my article is very overview on the strategy and what they're looking to offer. But I think that I'm sure there's some training in here in the certification that's going to be coming out for sure. So uh exciting stuff. And I'd also would love to know about the AI. So that's my integrations right there. Okay. So the AI, I'd love to know how that works. Is that what this is? That's workflow automation. Nice.
Well, it's definitely an upgrade.
It definitely is an upgrade. And then you've got tasks over here. That's kind
And
of
it will be
cool.
interesting to see how many versions of this that
Ah,
we go
right, found
through.
reclassify. There you go. This was under my menu. So you didn't lose your reclassify. Nice. Cool. Now I think we had a poll for today, so I'm gonna go ahead and launch our poll, Liz. And so the first one is AI and accounting. How do you think AI will change the way accounting firms work in 2020? I'm going to say, let's say 2025, 2026. Will it automate the boring stuff, supercharge client insights, level up accuracy and compliance, or it'll open doors for more advisory work? And I think we can only choose one. So which is the most? Because I think it's going to do all of that. But what do you think is how is the biggest impact that we're going to have? You may have to, Yvonne, you may have to click on Zoom to have it come up. If you're working in multiple windows, sometimes just clicking on Zoom will pull it up.
It's interesting that last bubble makes me think of an app that we saw today that is exactly in that space of allowing more accountants to do advisory work. So
Yeah.
Heather and I saw a really cool app today that's exactly in that space.
Yeah,
And
for
it's got a
sure.
lot of AI built into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would
All
say that
right.
any of these places that you're struggling is the place that AI has the potential to help.
So here's where we ended up. So it looks like there's a tie between automating the boring stuff and opening doors for more advisory work. And then it'll supercharge client insights, which I definitely believe, and it'll level
Hmm.
up accuracy and compliance. I think that absolutely it's going to do that. I think that it's going to be a minute as we train the AI before that will be anything that's super uh worthwhile. I'm gonna stop sharing at this point, Liz.
And I
Um,
love what Catherine just said too. So operations in general, and I agree with you. There's a lot of places inside of our own operations that we're utilizing AI.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that a lot of the firms, and I don't want to say most, I actually did a presentation at a BDO Alliance meeting last week. And I was talking about AI compliance. And when I asked about people who are using AI, almost everybody raised their hand. But when then I asked, here was the really interesting thing when I said, how many of you have AI governance or an AI policy in your firm? Three
Hmm.
hands.
Yep.
This is a big deal, and what I was hearing from people is AI, it's not regulated in our country. Utah and California are the first ones that have actually started to put a little bit in, but there were some protections that were passed at the beginning of the year on the whole AI industry, the whole AI use by President Trump. So it really is the Wild West, and the sentiment that I got from this group of accounts, which was a pretty small group, it was less than 100 people, was I think it's a best practice to be transparent about your use of AI. And there
Hmm.
was some questions as to whether or not that was necessary. And the AI CPA has said that they recommend that you do disclose to accountants.
Hmm.
I personally believe that you should disclose to accountants because I think transparency is important. And we don't know where this is going to land. And as long as you're
Yeah.
transparent with your client, I feel like it's a CYA thing, right? You're covering yourself, right?
It's
But
funny because this very conversation was something that I was having last week too, Heather. It's like, do you need to tell your clients whether or not you're using AI? And my answer in the conversation was, I cover in my engagement letter that I'm using third-party solutions. So that feels like enough of a disclosure there because I feel like that our clients and our own firms, we're seeing AI incorporated in all of the apps that we're using. So even if we're not using a ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini directly, the apps that we're using have got AI incorporated
and
in it.
and that's exactly what we were hearing from the firms. That's exactly what we were hearing from the firms was I in my engagement letter it says I use third-party apps. I don't think it's necessary for me to
Hmm.
dig into that I'm using AI powered apps. Now, I think the question comes into if you're using how you're using the apps.
I agree with that.
And so, I think that you definitely need if you're dealing with the IRS at all, you have to have a WISP. So you've got to have something that states, how you're using data. And it is our responsibility to safeguard data. So but that is really was the general census. What I did have was there was a gentleman in the audience that was with an insurance company And we were talking about that, about, should there be a clause about the use of AI in a firm? And they don't, the insurance company that he works for does not offer that guidance at all.
Well, I mean, I think that that's kind of a sign of where we're at right now, is that
Mhm.
we're working a little bit retroactive.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it's something for me, I would add a clause in my engagement letter that says that, that we won't use third party apps, including apps that use artificial intelligence, just to be transparent with my clients. That's my personal choice. And that was ultimately my answer to this group was this right now, you don't do anything, right? It's what you deem is correct and right for you, but you need to be paying attention, because at some point someone's going to say, this is how it needs to be handled.
And
Um,
I think that it's interesting. Jean just said something that I 100% agree with. If you're looking at the app and you're determining where the data is stored, what is happening with the data, is the data shared? Those to me are the most important pieces.
mhm.
As far as, am I using AI, or is the app that I'm using utilizing AI? I feel like that's a little bit less important, but I do think that, Heather, you're onto something, that eventually there'll be enough lawsuits, or there'll be something that will happen that we may need to disclose that. But again, I go back to all of the apps that we're utilizing. I would say 90% of them are doing some type of AI in the background. You're either seeing it whenever you first log in, or it's happening behind the scenes. But technology companies they're in the business to make a tool that is helpful, and AI is just kind of all over the place in that area.
I agree. No, I agree with you. I agree with you on that for sure. That it is, as far as right now, and I'm going to say it's the Wild West. I tend to be more probably transparent than others, but totally up to you. And like I said, the AICPA is saying disclose, that they recommend disclosure, but that's not
Mhm.
surprising at all. All
Yep.
right. So I have another poll real quick that I'm going to launch. And that one is, which accounting tech trend are you most excited to see in 2026? Is it AI driven automation, smarter app integrations, cloud based client collaboration, or real time reporting and analytics? And I think the cloud one is funny. I mean, we're already there. I think that most people are using cloud at this point. Awesome. Well, you guys are fantastic. Thanks for joining us today. And I just want to, we didn't have a slide deck today, but we always thank our sponsors. So a huge thank you to our sponsors, Client Hub, Melio, and Canopy just came on as a
Zero.
sponsor, Zero,
Mhm.
and Zero, of course, who is our Champagne Level sponsor for the year. So huge thank you to all of our sponsors that make this possible. We appreciate you and making Happy Hour possible. Coming up on November 11th, which somebody reminded me is Veterans Day, we will definitely honor our veterans during that episode. So thank you for that. But we're going to go put Chat GPT and Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, up against each other. And that's going to be a really fun episode. And then on the 18th, we're kicking off our accounting, AI and accounting app showcase. And we're kicking that off with Canopy. So we're going to be highlighting some AI features in Canopy, and we're really excited to be bringing these demos. So we have a bunch of AI apps that are going to be highlighted over the next, who knows, year, that are going to be coming. So we look forward to seeing you guys again in just a couple of weeks. Have a wonderful day. And if you are in Vegas, have a wonderful time. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.